Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So this is a Twitter drama story. A Twitter drama story. And I don't really like doing videos on Twitter drama because I don't really like Twitter drama. I don't really like Twitter, to be honest with you. But mainly my problem with Twitter drama is I do not buy into Twitter being real, and I understand a lot of very influential people who control the media and entertainment and news and pretty much every facet of life really believe Twitter is real, right? They totally believe Twitter is real. And I just don't. I'm sorry, I just don't think it's real. I think it's a bit stupid. However, this is a nuclear Twitter story. Like, this is a massive Twitter drama story. And then when I was reporting on it last night on my live stream, I found myself dragged into the story personally. So, I think this is something that I should make a video on, something to comment on. Yeah, it's nothing else. It's kind of weird, kind of interesting, and I like, the weird and the interesting. What I don't find weird and interesting is when you want to hit the like button. I think that's, I find it interesting. I think it's just a sensible move, and I applaud you all for doing it. Greater still than a like button is a share button. I have been told people who have shared my videos have received untold riches. Bags of diamonds fall from the sky to them. Of course, results may vary, but give it a try. But the button you really want to click is the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. That'll be fantastic, double dozy. But don't tell YouTube. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube do not like people subscribe to my channel, so they unsubscribe you quite unceremoniously, quite often. So yeah, and comments also really helpful. Thank you very much. And then you want to be super nice, go check out my Indiegogo. 2 freaking awesome graphic novels. I'm in the process of getting myself booked onto a bunch of comic shows, and once I get all that lined up, I said last week, once I get this piece of artwork done, we're ending the campaign. And I got also light myself on shows as well. So once I get that done, we are ending the campaign. So I really want to start the new one. I'm starting work on the trailer for it already. I'm about 40 pages into it, so yeah, I'm really excited, and I want to fulfill this. I want to get this out to the reader. I really do. And then today I had an idea for a new extra. The extras are, I talk about them every bloody video, you must know about the For the Male Gaze cards, 4 cards of my teenage titillations. And I had an idea for a freaking awesome one. So at the same time, I'm getting myself booked on shows. I'm going to get this one done and this one. If Dominic pulls it off, it's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome. We have posters. We have lots of posters. Bohemian Time and Space. The Eyes Have It. Great Balls of Fire. And recently added Forever Young. It needs a little bit more work. I just realized where it needs to work. Hopefully I will get to that tomorrow. Fine. Let's talk about the story. This crazy story. So let me bring it. So again, I'm not. I'm the type of the guy who just doesn't think Twitter is that real or that important. That puts me out of step with a lot of the Doxing community who think it's super important, especially people who found some element of power on it. Some element, and know how pathetic and small that element of power is. They really like it. So. Essentially like this. We live in very divisive times where, I think I see it a little bit on my side of the aisle that, if someone is, allied with you, if they share a viewpoint with you, you'll ally with them. But more is, I think, my side of the aisle, we just kind of don't cancel people that readily. The other side of the aisle, they don't see things in terms of friendship or morality, because they have none. They have actually none, which this story is going to very much highlight. So they just see them in terms of alliances. So. And this is how their crazy mind work. If you didn't like the current Doctor Who, the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, like I really don't like it. Firstly, they think that you hate women. I don't know why, and they think you think women should be kept barefoot and pregnant, And they were, and then because they think that, they will think anything evil of you whatsoever because you are deplorable. So it's like everything they can possibly think of that's bad of you, they will think bad of you. So they by like most crazy, insane people, they do spend a lot of their times monitoring Twitter, right, to see if anybody says deplorable heresies. I thought that episode was a bit crap, and it really is. It really is people just sharing their opinions that they don't really like this Doctor, and the more valid the opinion, the more they get crazy, the more they do. So they set up this group called Not My Doctor, and it was set up by this guy called Tom Vance. And I'm not spoiling the releasing. I think he was very open about it. And they say this is they set this count up to highlight the absolute worst in Doctor Who fandom, meaning me, meaning people like me. Turns out it's actually them. So not really. You know what? This guy's got caught doing something a bit creepy, a bit gross. I don't think he's been caught doing anything quite as bad as the people who have caught him doing it. But I'm worried about him. Honestly, I'm genuinely worried because this is called human empathy. This is what you should be, which is, again, one of the many things that these weirdos don't have. I'm genuinely worried for him because his whole life is based around Twitter. And now he's been cancelled, right? Because he was a bit of a silly boy. So let's get into it and start looking what happened. So yeah, he started this group, Not My Doctor, and he kind of reveled in his like really minuscule amount of fame. I really like. He's an intelligent and witty person. And the reason I think he's intelligent because he's witty. I don't think he can be witty without being intelligent. But he's also a bit messed up, as I think a lot of this generation is. A lot of this generation just spend their time on Twitter rather than interacting with people, as like is really, really clear. So they had this little private, I think, a Discord server where it was like very, it was a big honor to be invited onto it. And he was one of the chief poobahs of this server. And apparently he made quite a few lewd jokes to somebody invited on. A person who, I don't know him at all. They say she says she's a lesbian. I have no reason to doubt that. I don't know. But and he made quite a few lewd and inappropriate advances towards it. Now, what I think, and we'll look at it, what I think is really going on is a guy who doesn't see any consequences of action, being somewhat high on his like pseudo fame that doesn't really exist, right? And really, really high upon it, trying to be funny and not knowing what the line is and not having any chat and just being gross. I think that's what I don't think he was targeting her for sexual harassment, because I think if he thought he was going to get called out on that, he would jump off a building, which is why I'm relatively worried about it. Again, if you're somebody who were friends with him, please get in contact. Yeah, I don't know. Like, forgiveness is a good thing. Forgiveness is a really good thing. It's good for you as well as the person you're forgiving. So let's look at the things he did that got him in trouble. And I had to have somebody translate some of this because it's in, I don't know, millennial. It's just weird. So it starts off, he says, so he's saying to this lesbian woman, I think she's autistic as well. I really don't know. I really don't know. Okay, I'll try and say, hey, if you ever want to do some MF, that's male-female. Okay, that does somebody translate this for me. MF content for OF, which is OnlyFans. Now, OnlyFans is I thought it was a porn site, but it isn't. It's a site for people with fans. Just a lot of those people happen to be porn stars. Okay, but I think it's essentially a porn website where you can subscribe to your favorite porn star. I think other celebrities as well, and they give you like content. Much of that content is the porn stars having sex with each other. It's basically their job, right? It's basically their job, that and taking pictures of it and filming it, right? So he's saying if you ever want to do some, I think he's saying, do you want to have sex with me for OnlyFans? Well, I know just a loner for you, Beeb. This was person, her name was Beeb. So yeah, I think he's trying to be. I think he's joking, but what I think more is going on is he's just got such, weird attitudes to women. Really, it's weird attitudes to sexuality in general. I mean, he's a younger chap, so he probably doesn't have much experience in life, let alone sexuality. And he just doesn't. He doesn't have a chat. This is what happens when you spend your life on Twitter, right? You should get out and talk to people, interact with people, and then try and replicate that experience on Twitter rather than making yourself a Twitter persona. So it goes on. It goes on. So he's sending her lewd pictures. Then he says, "Please go on a date with me. Please, I am on my knees. I will do it." Okay, this is not the way to get a date. Firstly, okay, this guy has no chat, and again, he's an intelligent and witty person. He has no. This is not how you get somebody to go on a date with you. You know how you get somebody to go on a date with you? Be witty, be nice. How about that? Be nice, be witty, be charming. This is none of the above. And again, listen, look, I'm a fat old bloke, okay? Even fat old blokes can get some action by just being relatively normal, which is something that I don't think you've got much of a handle on. Just stomp on me, I don't know what the two fingers mean. That's a gift, you effing nerd. I am so clingy. Please tell me to F off. I don't understand. This feels like it's a courtship ritual, but I don't understand. Right, and again, I just want to put in context. This is a man who walks around, has spent his entire life monitoring other people to post their anything he finds immoral. Right, this is his life. Right, this is his entire life. This is what he does, and it's always the way. See, look. I'm a reasonably dirty guy on camera, right? Like on you getting me at my absolute dirtiest, right? When I'm here. In real life, I'm really not. I'm happily married, and my wife's. I'm super religious. My wife's the only guy, the only person I've ever, I touch at all. Well, female I ever touch. It's and that's actually quite a good way to live. It keeps you out of trouble. And also, it makes you somewhat happier. Okay, then it goes on. I'd love to, but I wouldn't want to intrude on... I don't know what this means. It also sounds dodgy, like I want you all to myself, which is... Oh, that also sounds like I want you to myself, which is dodgy. No. That's normative, right? I would say monogamy is actually a good thing. I was just talking about that. It's a good thing. It makes you happy. It makes the person... Monogamy is a good thing. It's not bad. It's just this kid. It's grown up in this weird world. Nobody knows. So she's getting also wanna be bimbo here. So she's just like gross and freaked out, but also she like looks up to this guy. This guy is the chief poobah of like this Twitter. Again, it sounds so stupid when you say it out. So she doesn't want to be mean to him. But like she doesn't want to get herself kicked out of this thing, but she doesn't want to go forward. So he goes, yes, high five, OMG, you wouldn't be. Your friends were a lot of them anyway. I have no idea. High five, just craving a lot of sex and intimacy. Well, dude, may I recommend learn how to talk to human beings. That would make it much easier. Or go to hookers. I mean, that's your bag. They wouldn't mind this. Hookers wouldn't mind this. But if you pay somebody, they wouldn't be grossed out. If you don't pay somebody and they're not grossed out, that's probably a weird person you don't want to get involved with. High five, just craving a lot of sex and intimacy. I know, but I would feel uneasy that I'm not part of the gang and all that. I think because he's not lesbian. Is that what he's saying? I don't know. This is painful. God, I am simping so hard. I don't know what. And that probably means an emoji, UW. I'm asking to date TNR. I don't understand. Or for you to smash me through a window. I would go for the window. Would you, which would you prefer, King? Yeah, King is kind of like how they looked at him. Or would you rather me do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Okay. Well, your fine lesbian self would never date a white man like myself. I'll set up the tape. Again, I just wish I just knew what he was talking about. Rate your current bath out of 10. 11. Like, don't ask women to rate their baths. It's weird. It's gross. Just don't do any of this. This is all bad. Holy F, no complaints, nothing make it better. You want a cocktail? I think he's asking if she wants his penis. Massage, 13 Sonic, I don't ever know. Clowning aside, they're fictional. I'm not interested in actual men. Never have been. I think this is the person replying. Bro, WTF, what about me? Yeah, okay, fine. So he posted it. So he took a screen grab and posted it. So fine. This guy's totally cancelled because the weirdos he hangs around with cancelled. So let's look at some of these weirdos that he hangs around with, right? This is by this guy called John the White, who has a bit of a thing about him. So yeah, so he's asking who else was on this private server. So now the story turns quite strangely to this gentleman over here, which is now it gets weird. So he is freaked out beyond freaked out beyond freaked out. And so Gary Nerdoronic just rubs his little face a little bit and said, "Yeah, you having a rough day, are you? Because it's kind of funny, right? It is kind of funny." So then he just loses it. He loses it big time. And this is where I come in. Mate, you platform little white supremacists. No, this guy, one thing you know, okay, this guy is a lying piece of crap pussy. Now, I want to be clear that him being a piece of crap pussy, that's just my commentary. That's my opinion on him. That is a liar. That's objective truth. That is objective truth. Because he will never be called on the lights because he always he blocks you and runs away. Mate, and an out and proud paedophile. So that's me he's talking about. He's calling me a paedophile online because they share your opinion on a TV show. You don't get that high and mighty here. Well, actually, he does. Actually, we do. That's the crushing truth we do. So why is he calling me a paedophile? It's because of this young lady here. This is the character Victoria Waterfield, as played by, what's her name? Deborah Botling, played by Deborah Botling in 1968. As you notice, she's very attractive. She is indeed very attractive, and I'm somewhat heterosexual, right? So one time I was doing I do an intro on my live streams, and I just talk crap and take the piss, right? And I go through the all the commanders in Doctor Who, saying which ones I would be able to convince to get into bed with me, right? And I go, Victoria Waterfield, she's always screaming, got post-traumatic stress disorder. That'll be easy. Now, I'm a relatively normal guy compared to these weirdos. I'm normal, and I don't think it's necessary to preface that I genuinely want to bamboozle people into having sex with me. The truth is, look, my sex life is actually reasonably boring, right? As I said, I've been married since I was 24. All right, I got married in '96. My wife is the only woman I touch, right? I don't even masturbate, right? I don't watch porn. The dirtiest I get is here, which is one of the reasons I kind of like this. It feels like a little bit of a dirty escape, and I can play being dirty, but I'm really not at all. So this is a good advice to everybody, because it makes it much harder to get you. So anyway, this bloke, Tom Vance, then started a campaign with his Not My Doctor group, saying, wait a minute, Victoria Waterfield, she was 14, according to some wiki bio, based on a piece of fan fiction, right? So therefore, you want to rape an underage child, right? Yeah, no. Now, it was a completely disingenuous attack, and it was really, really vile, and I let them do it for a couple of days, so I turned around and pointed out that, I'm not the first minority that's been accused of touching white women, touching your good, clean women for the pleasure of a mob, which is entirely accurate. It was and they lost it. They didn't like it at all. They didn't like it. But people like Mr. Fluffy over here, they don't care about that at all. They really don't. They don't care about truth. They don't care about anything. They don't care about friendship. So, and then this went on and on, and then some nice person got in contact with me and said, these people are idiots, because you see it a little bit more clearly here. If you look at this picture, you'll see her collar line reasonably low. So this will be akin to child pornography in the 19th
1800s. If a respectable middle class woman or girl had a neckline, it's called decolletage, I think. So the whole idea that she was underage is ridiculous. This low, well, it's not even that low, but this lower neckline, it indicates she's of marriageable age, right? Fine. So, but again, the entire attack was completely disingenuous. So now this guy, Mr. Fluffy, he goes completely. You can see this mania. He's caught. He is good friends. Look at this. He is good friends with this guy who's now been cancelled. He probably was also on the server with him, right? And saw this happen and didn't say anything. And so, like many of those people on this side, on that side, they are pissing themselves. Today they are absolutely pissing themselves. But listen to here where this goes, and this is really incredible. Mate, you platform little white supremacists and out and proud pedophiles. No, he doesn't. Online just because they share your opinion on a TV show. You don't get to act high and mighty here. Well, actually we do. Because you're a lying piece of filth. Wait, pedophiles? I know white supremacists. No, you don't. You know people who maybe voted for Trump. You don't know white supremacists. But which pedophiles? Okay. Now, listen to this. He is so talking to me. Somebody who has exhibited that behavior very openly, to the extent that some, though not many, NMDs, and people who, again, not my doctors, never use that hashtag, nobody I know has ever used it, distance themselves. That's not really what happened. It was, there was this other guy who, I was reliably informed, got kind of jealous of my meteoric growth and success, which I just felt was kind of pathetic, because my channel's under 3,000. You know, it's not. My Indiegogo done okay. I reckon we're going to get to $8,000, but it's not like 50 grand. It's not like I have 50,000. But he was dead jealous, so he jumped on that bandwagon. Like very, very much. And has spoken to, okay, so now he gets into complete lies. And having spoken to numerous social media group moderators and underage victims, stuff may be coming out soon at their discretion. Again, Mr. Fluffy, I gotta tell you, real easy way to avoid any credible allegation is be monogamous. I've been monogamous for decades. Like, I'll go out to my 25th wedding anniversary. I've been monogamous for absolute decade. How old am I? When is it? I'm married in 96. So that's what, 2006, 2016. Yeah, no, this year my 25th. 2016. This year's my 25th wedding anniversary. I really need to remember that before the anniversary, right? Thank you, YouTube, for reminding me. See, you actually averted major disaster there. And again, I don't even masturbate, which I understand is a bit weird, but I'm religious, you know. Religious people do weird things, and I don't want porn. I don't do anything, right? Here's the thing, you can't get me on anything, because I don't do anything. Therefore, you are lying. Just like you lied about white supremacists, because you are terrified. Why are you terrified? Because you're a pathetic little pussy. That's why. Okay, so he thinks this sounds good, but this sounds bad. I have been cataloguing and documenting these instances in order to assist these victims to make sure their store is public or taking further action. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Go ahead. But it's never going to happen. We're going to find out why. It's not going to happen in a minute. It's never going to happen. I have spoken to them due to recent events, and they're okay with what I say online because you're not saying anything, right? And so he wants to avoid being sued, which I would. Because look, Mr. Fluffy, I'm a grown-up who can afford a lawyer. Whatever you want to do, but I would absolutely sue your ass, like into oblivion, and I would win. And it would be really great as well. It would be really fun. So, but then he says he defecates on himself once again. Says, "I will not be naming names." You know, you're not going to be naming names because if you had anything to name, you would name it. Do you expect anyone to believe for a second you're not vicious and vindictive? Nobody believes that for a microsecond. You know why? Because you have absolutely no moral value. You have absolutely no moral value, much like this Tom Pants guy. And if you did have any moral value, you will get in contact with him rather than cancel him, which you have done. you would check in on his on his health, on his mental health, which I genuinely am somewhat knows for. Look, Tom, we've had loggerheads before. This is why I told you your way of life was bad, because this comes to all of you sooner or later. The beast will always eat itself, and guess what happens. The beast will always eat itself, and that's what's going on here. I'm sorry this is working out badly for you. But dude, I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't put your luck. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.